Hi everyone, my name is Anna Zwagerman and I am the conservator based at Perth Museum and Art Gallery. I am working on a project to build a new museum for Perth and Kinross, which is currently under construction in the old City Hall building. I am joined today by Will Murray of the Scottish Conservation Studio, who is an Artefacts Conservator, and we are in the Conservation Lab in the museum. Will, shall we put our gloves on to protect the object, and you can tell me something about yourself and what you've been working on?
Yes, of course. So my name's Will Murray and I'm an Artefacts Conservator based at the Scottish Conservation Studio at Hopetoun House near Edinburgh. I've been working for many years with the staff at Perth Museum to conserve their collection, and I'm delighted to be involved with this project to build the new museum in the old City Hall. I've worked on a number of historic objects for this project, and one of them is the Dominos Box.
This Dominos Box was made by French prisoners of war who were imprisoned at the depot in Perth between 1812 and 1814. The Perth Depot was built by said Napoleonic prisoners of war between 1810 and 1812. It operated as a prison for about 700 captives who were relatively well treated. During their imprisonment, they used to make objects such as straw dolls and objects made of carved animal bone. This Dominos Box is one such object. It is made of carved animal bone with a rectangular base and a curved lid. There is geometric openwork decoration with stars and floral pattern and ovals in red and green. Will, can you tell us what condition this object was in when it first arrived at your studio and how you planned the treatment?
Yes, of course. Well, as you can see, it's a small and yet quite a complex object. The first thing that I noticed was that it was very dirty. In order to clean such a complex surface like this, you have to be very careful because we have painted paper underneath. So I removed as much of the dirt as possible using cotton swabs and very fine brushes and water. And although there's still quite a lot of dirt in the recesses, this is difficult to remove. So it's best to leave things sometimes rather than over clean them. When I had to remove the old brown adhesive, which was smeared across the surface, I partly used swabs and solvent like acetone, and sometimes also a scalpel just to carefully shave away the old adhesive so that the solvent could then remove it. When repairing the paper at the back of the bone decoration, first of all I straightened it using a little bit of moisture, and then I backed it with a new piece of paper held on by a reversible adhesive. So there were two problems with the legs on this piece. One leg was badly attached with old adhesive, so I took it off to reattach it. The other problem was that one of the legs was completely missing. While the original leg was detached, I made a copy of it, and I did that using a molding and casting technique. So if you take the leg and you suspend it in a cup and you pour in some silicone rubber. Then you take the silicone rubber. When it's set, you can remove the leg that you've used as a molding object, and then you put the mold back together. You make up some epoxy resin and a little bit of pigment and paint, mix it up, and you pour it in. When that sets, out comes a perfect copy of the leg that you have made. All that remained then was to reattach the leg onto the object using an adhesive and reattach the original leg, which had also been detached, and there we have a box with 4 legs once again.
Any final thoughts on the project, Will?
Well, it has been very interesting working on such a wide variety of objects, and I'm delighted to be of assistance to the museum, and I look forward to the opening of the new museum in due course.
Thank you. I also look forward to seeing all those objects on display. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you soon for the next conservation update.